Y'all see him in the streets struggling, young, dumb, and thuggin', give a fuck about nothing. Stuck at rock bottom, trying to come up on something. Pumping from sundown to sun up.
What's up, guys? Just here, back my channel. We're back with another reaction to The Walking Dead. DARYL DIXON. This is the penultimate episode for the first season, season 1, episode 5. Deux Amours or Deux Amours, either or, Amour. But where we last left off, we actually got to see a bit of a rescue mission heist where Daryl saved our savior slash future prophet from Quinn. And we finally got to see our big 1v1 go down between Daryl and Quinn. And if I'm being honest, he was really no match for Daryl because at this point, Daryl is pretty much a war hero. But being who he is, of course, he let Quinn live, which is very unfortunate because at the end of the episode, right before escaping, Izzy was like, I must go back to make sure that we are successful. I must go see Quinn. And I was like, no, we just escaped him. Why are you going back? But there are 2 episodes remaining, including this one. So it only makes sense because it would have been too easy if we just got away without any issue. But I am looking at the season finale episode title right now, and it's actually titled Coming Home, which is very surprising because we already know that season 2 has been confirmed, so something's going to go down that stops Daryl from actually making it home. So I'm excited to see what exactly that is. So if you guys look for my full reaction to the show, link to my Patreon is down in the description below. Or subscribe to the channel. Now is a very good time to click that button down below. Smash the like button while you're there. With that said, let's jump right in. Let's check it out. Let's go. Look at this shot here. Beautiful way to start the episode. It's already too joyous though.
What's it like at the nest?
It's a special place.
But he's gonna be safe.
We'll see.
I'm afraid those nuns raised him a little soft.
Yeah, comparing him to like Judith, he is super soft.
Right.
She was like a badass straight out the womb.
How did you end up here? So far from home.
It's a long story. They didn't even show us because it was so long. Oh shit! Are we actually going back? They're gonna show us? Maybe I spoke too soon.
Hey. Need help, friend?
No,
Nope.
I'm good.
You any good with that thing?
Real good.
Just grab a seat anyway. We'll get started.
She came back with him. Man, I don't trust anybody. I'd pretty much be like Morgan in the apocalypse. Clear! Clear!
Fighting will not be tolerated. Same goes for stealing or sexual deviancy of any kind.
Good
Keep
rules.
your shit together. 5 foot 4 inches is the cutoff.
What do you want for anyway? This is not your concern.
Oh shit.
All right. Back wall. Take what you need.
Was that the
Wheels up in
scientist?
5.
I'm kind of thinking our chances may be better in numbers.
Daryl,
My assistant call you.
take the kid.
How much further?
About 200 kilometers. In American, it's about 124 miles.
There you go.
Right.
Tons of walkers out there. One walker's like, my arm, my arm. Is this Daryl by himself?
Look at this guy.
Wow. I mean, there's good, and then there's Daryl.
It was quite cool.
Oh wow, look at you getting the hang of it. Grab your knife, I'll show you how to go.
You got him?
Yeah, I'm gonna eat him. You didn't think we were doing this for fun, did you?
I can't eat animals. We made a promise to God.
He's right.
Today you
so
eat animals.
It's allowed when there is no other option.
I miss Lizzo.
We all got people we miss.
What people do you have?
There's Judith and RJ. They're kids like you.
Yep.
There's Connie, Ezekiel. There's a lady named
You named
Carol.
Connie right after Judith and RJ.
Yeah, how do you know? See? Didn't feel a thing.
Not to worry.
It was like Neil from the In-Betweeners. Just punched that fish to death.
I wanted to let you rest while I took care of business.
So I could prove to you that I was going to keep my promise.
Have you?
Headed north now with your,
Friend.
American friend.
So he could have stopped them, but he didn't.
That's what you wanted. How long's it going to take?
For what?
Want me again?
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen, bud.
I need to pray on it.
I know they got history, but I don't know why he's like so infatuated with her. Seems like he could have anybody at this point that's still alive. I mean, he's already got that singer.
Right.
She'd probably be my first choice.
Through the tail, now through the... Hey. Through the tail, out through the mouth.
Who do you pray to?
I don't.
Then what do you believe in?
He's trying to convert
Pull
Daryl.
my weight. You try.
I don't want to.
Sometimes you gotta do things you don't want to do. Sometimes you don't have a choice.
Yeah, this is about survival. You gotta learn. What is she about to do?
Dear Lord, I ask that you look over Judith and RJ in America.
That's pretty cool.
I think you're the only one I know that still uses one of those.
Daryl's not gonna pray for them.
Saved my life.
I'm glad somebody is.
So I heard La Havre's the only place you can find something still floating.
Unfortunately, Janet controls the port in the harbor, but our leader, Losang, will help you secure a boat home.
It's like you when you were 17.
You need any help, mister? I'm not looking for a handout.
Keep this rolling while we rest tonight, and I'll consider letting you come along.
You can't even do that.
Hi. Come here. Give me that. Follow through.
Man, Daryl's good at everything.
All right. So what are you doing out here?
Quick learner?
My girl, her father practically keeps her prisoner. Promised to take her far away, so I can't go back without any fuel. California. I hear it's better there.
You can't believe everything here.
Nah, man.
It's gotta be
We've
better
seen
than this, right?
California.
I know I've made mistakes. Everything is different now.
There's no way she actually goes through with killing him right now. Like, she might attempt it, I just don't see it actually happening.
Abraham sacrificed his only son. But Isaac was saved. And in the end, Abraham was
Don't drop scripture.
Sorry. It's been so long.
It went biblical before she could get physical. Woman scored. Uh-oh. I feel like she'll do it. If Izzy won't.
You read me? Over.
Told you.
What?
Go on, Bessie.
Carol!
Everything good there?
Yeah, you know, pretty quiet here.
Quiet's good.
Is that actually her?
You okay?
Voicing her?
Yeah, Daryl,
Yeah.
hey, coming back.
Rick came back?
Carol. Who came back?
Did she say Rick came back? Goosebumps. My eyes are like watering now. Rick came back. I refuse to believe she said anything other than Rick came back. Just the one.
I slept fighting them off. I think something pissed my back. I'm covered in their blood. Don't touch me. All those years of training, and I'm done in by a telephone pole.
It's a tough break.
Oh,
At
that's
least
all you got, Daryl?
has a sense of humor. My father works for the fun company.
Guess you could say God's calling.
Follow the river. You'll find it.
That's the destination point.
And beware of telephone poles.
Yeah, my main goal in life right now is not to die before GTA 6 comes out. So, being killed by a telephone pole.
It's a lot.
It's not on my to-do list right now.
Fuck!
Another F-bomb.
Did you do this? Did you do this? Stupid little shit. Do you know what you've done?
Daryl going off.
Goddamn smart. Worthless.
Why?
Everyone that kettlebell's gone. When we get to the nest, she'll go too.
It's not a good enough reason to strand us. Leave us stranded. Yeah. That's more like the Daryl we know now, but
It's gonna be alright.
it's for herself. I didn't even think about that. Opening up old wounds. I feel like it's kind of a double entendre there too.
Votre petit déjeuner.
Oh shit! I still eat those eggs though, they look pretty good. What's it say?
We gotta go. Come on. Let's go.
Oh, CRM?
My stuff.
No!
Come on, Chris. Fuck out.
Killed the kid?
He's got rope burns on his neck.
A court's a court, you prick. You know, you snooze, you lose.
Killed the kid.
You know the rules. Out.
Ready. Ready to tune up.
All right.
You just follow the river till you find this place.
What will you do?
Don't worry about me.
I can't go on my own.
Now's your chance to prove yourself, Lauren. You can actually listen.
Go.
Turn his back. It's like a video game.
Doucement.
Il est où le gamin?
He asked where the boy is.
Boy. What boy?
Where's the boy hiding?
Fuck you.
Ooh!
Enlève l'œil gauche.
Another F-bomb. Daryl's not even shook. No!
Va le chercher.
Madame Genet has invited me to a gathering at Maison Mère. She calls it the Gold Day.
I don't know what Izzy's play is here.
You can't look forward if you're looking back.
Okay, she's embracing it.
Let's start over.
Madame Genet, this is Isabelle Carrier.
Enchantée.
What's up, shorty? It's so crazy that it's still like dealing with the higher class, higher society, even still.
You disappointed me. Didn't we have an agreement?
She went to her. He's already there.
You've got no idea what you've done.
It's like I said earlier, hell hath no fury. Like a woman scorned.
Well, I'll give you time to gather your thoughts.
She's going in with them. Still playing the part.
Sorry.
Hey, I think we gotta fight this or we're gonna die. Oh, I'm not ready. Oh, you speak English.
I think he's gonna die regardless.
Hey, where are we going?
Merci.
I'm talking to you. Where are you taking us?
We're gone.
Lunchtime.
Uh-oh. Joe's been locked up so many times though, he basically knows, just go along with things, wait for your opportunity. What the hell is going on here?
Bienvenue, mes braves amis.
He's puking blood. If he dies in here, he's gonna turn.
They don't know who they're dealing with. They're dealing with Daryl.
Au nom de ceux que nous avons perdus.
Yes! Woo! Oh, here they come.
Pleine d'espoir pour l'avenir.
Honestly, they just feel like Nazis at this point.
Ce monde nouveau est à nous et aujourd'hui nos ennemis vont payer.
Does that look like a fast reader?
Ils nous ont apporté ce mal. Je veux vous montrer aujourd'hui.
Variant!
Car le mal peut aussi...
Holy shit! And in this corner, weighing 300 pounds of dead flesh, let's get ready to rumble! We gave him like an adrenaline booster. Holy shit!
Got a fucking dart in your neck.
Today you die! For my brother!
Fuck you, brother. Muscles off. Swing away, Daryl. And they're gonna make us wait, those freaking bastards. Start playing the next episode. Oh my god, of course they make us wait. The moment that I want to see most from the episode, they build up to it. It's super hype. My adrenaline is freaking pumping right now. My body is ready for it. And now we gotta wait a full freaking week. By God. Those bastards. Alright guys, that was The Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon, the penultimate episode for the first season, Season 1, Episode 5, Deux Amours or Deux Amours, either or Amour. But this was actually a very solid episode, well, especially the end, because until like the final 10 minutes there, it was a pretty slow episode. They didn't really do too much. Like we got to see Daryl with Laurent kind of take him under his wing a little bit, try to teach him his ways, because he even said it himself. This kid, like being raised by these nuns, he is super soft. Like, is he even going to make it on his own? So hopefully they do eventually make it to the nest and they just look after him from that point, because if he ever has to fend for himself, he's going to die within minutes of being on his own. So yeah, it's definitely a good thing that Daryl kind of showed him the ropes a little bit, kind of showed him how to gut a fish, cook a fish, but he didn't want to kill animals. And I fully get that. I'm not even religious, but I'm just, you guys know me. I'm an animal person. I'm an animal guy. I do not want to see any harm done to animals. So I've never even been a hunter, or I've never hunted anything in my entire life. But with that said, if I had to, if it was the apocalypse and it was either that or starving to death, I'm going to probably hunt some animals. So yeah, this kid is just basically at this point, he's going to have to learn. There's really no other choice, but it doesn't even matter, because that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day, because they got busted. Even when Daryl told him, like, Lauren, just go in this direction, head for this building. This is the nest. This is where you need to go. Just go straight. Of course he doesn't listen, but it was probably a good thing, because Daryl would have been killed off right then and there by those soldiers, if Lauren had actually listened to him and didn't actually come back for him. So it's probably a good thing they did come back. Otherwise, yeah, Daryl Dixon, the entire series, the spin-off, whatever you want to call it, it would have ended right there, right then and there, if they did kill him off. But yeah, as annoying as Lauren is for me sometimes, I am kind of glad they did go back. Well, obviously super glad they did go back for Daryl, but I don't know. It's just all these little things that he does. Like even this very same episode, when he cut the boat, I was like, God damn it. The other guy that was trying to help us the entire time that got us to this point, he was just killed by a telephone pole. God was calling. So the fact that he had to suffer and die just for Lauren to cut the boat in the middle of the night, like, what is this kid thinking, man? It's just basically, and the thing is too, he did that because he didn't want Daryl to leave. Like, everybody he cares about has left him. I get that. I fully understand where he's coming from. But with that said, you already know Daryl's just going to find another boat or try to find another means at some point anyway and still leave your ass. So yeah, you're basically just making everybody's life more difficult for what, an extra day of being with them. Like, come on, kid, step your game up. Like, look how much people have sacrificed to get you to this point. People have died. People have risked their lives to save you, to get you out of certain circumstances. Now you're here, you're almost at the finish line, and you go off and do something like this. Come on, kid. Like, I get it too. He's just a kid. Probably a lot of you guys are like, come on, you're giving him a hard time. But I guess Daryl gave him a hard time too this very episode, because he freaking yelled at him, and that was probably the most emotion that we've seen out of Daryl in quite some time. So it was kind of good to see, and that was probably from a viewer standpoint too. That's probably why they wrote that in there, because they probably know, like, the way that we're writing this kid right now, we're probably annoying a lot of the viewers. We don't want to completely lose them, so let's kind of get their thoughts out on screen here through Daryl. So I'm kind of glad they did that and had that little talk, even though I will admit it was a little bit aggressive for Daryl, but it still kind of had to be said. In the end, he did apologize and gave him a hug and whatnot too. So basically all is forgiven. But yeah, those final moments of the episode, that's when they got super intense, because it basically became Gladiator at that point. I'm sure most of you guys have seen Gladiator with Russell Crowe. And these new walkers, these variants, they're like, man, they're boosting them with adrenaline. They're super hyping them up. They're variants, like all these experiments that are being done on them. And of course, they cut off the episode right at the very end, right when we were about to see the showdown. It was about to charge, like, muzzle was off. It was about to charge it, or it was fully charging at Daryl. Daryl, man, he was pretty much getting his signs on, like pretty much just like Merle, ready to swing away. And now we got to wait a full week just to see him swing away and take that damn thing's head off, because you already know Daryl was going to make it out of that. But yeah, I was going to say too, because when I was editing last episode, I'm pretty sure I did include it in the actual final reaction for YouTube. But at the very start of the episode, when Daryl was kicking that one walker underwater, there was definitely blood there. Because when I went back and edited it, I really wanted to make sure. I was like, was Daryl bit there? Are they just going to kind of keep it under wraps until the finale? There was definitely blood there. It was definitely gnawing on something, but it was never referenced yet again. So I don't know why they did that. I don't know where that blood came from, because even like looking at it in slow motion, there was blood there. It looked like it came out of Daryl's leg, but maybe it was just out of the walker's skull. I don't know when he kicked it, but I tell you guys, when even playing it back in slow motion while editing, it still looked like he was bit. So I don't know why they include that, because clearly he wasn't. So he hasn't even shown any signs. He hasn't limped even the slightest bit. But yeah, I just had to bring that up again, because I did include that in the reaction, me saying like, yo, was Daryl bit? And they never brought it up again. So yeah, just kind of like back myself a little bit. Even playing it back, it still looks like he was bit. So I wasn't just saying things, I wasn't just seeing things, but regardless, clearly he wasn't. But yeah, now next episode, the Gladiator fully finale, I guess you can now call it. Even though the episode is actually titled Coming Home for the season finale, I don't know why it is, because you already know season 2 confirmed that he is not going home. So there's no way he's actually going to make it home. The one thing I do want to talk about too, speaking of home, is Carol. I'm pretty sure that wasn't actually Melissa McBride on the radio, because I don't know, I sensed like a little bit of a southern twang there through the voice. It definitely sounded like her. It was just a bit too southern to actually be Carol, because yeah, I don't know, I was questioning it right off the bat. I could be wrong though. If that was actually Melissa McBride, let me know, guys, in the comments down below. You guys probably know better than I do if that was like her cameo appearance. But if it was, then I apologize, because it didn't sound anything like her. But her appearance was very interesting nonetheless, even if it was just audio, or even if it wasn't actually her, because what she actually said as the transmission, the radio was actually breaking up there, was it cut out, came home. So like, what? Or coming home. Maybe he does find out about Rick coming home the next episode. That could also be in reference to the title, but we didn't actually hear Rick. It has to be Rick though. That has to be what she said. It can't be just Rick and Michonne came home, because Michonne hasn't been gone as long. Rick has been gone almost a decade at this point. I'm sure it's been like 7-8 years, but still almost a decade. So yeah, that's bigger news. And the fact that they actually cut that out, there's no other possible person that it could be, no other potential character. It has to be Rick came home, because there's no other way it could be anybody else. So that is freaking huge. We do know that after this series, or after this season, I'm not sure exactly when, I should probably look it up, but the Rick and Michonne show is pretty much already filmed. I'm pretty sure it's coming out, just a matter of waiting for it to air. So I guess at the end of that season, or that series, they might have just revealed it right there, that they do actually make it home. So that's very cool. But What we still need is everybody at the end of their spin-off seasons to make it home. And when I say everybody, I mean Daryl, I mean Maggie, I mean Negan. Yes, I include Negan. He's part of home because everybody needs to make it home. That's what I want to see. And then like maybe even a potential future revival season, even a potential revival miniseries where Judith is like a full-blown adult now. Everybody's just living good at home. Like you can basically just have cameos from the old cast, and now I'm pretty sure I've said it before. I want The Walking Dead, the next generation, where pretty much we see all these kids now, and now you could even include Lawrence. You could have RJ, Judith, Gracie, Lawrence, like all these kids of the future. I'm pretty sure there's another kid that was born into Fear as well from some major characters. I don't know though. I haven't watched the last 2 seasons of that show, so I don't know the actual outcome. I do know that there was a pregnant lady at some point and a baby involved. I think there was actually a couple babies. So hell, if they're still alive, include them as well for this revival season, the next generation, because at the end of the day, that's really what I want. But yeah, man, the reveals from this episode, even though for the most part it was slower, those were some pretty big reveals, if that was in fact the message that Rick came home. So yeah, that just actually gets me even more hyped for the Rick and Michonne show. I'm sure some people will be like, you know what, that kind of spoils things. Like, I don't want to hear that. I guess that in some cases I understand that, but at the same time, at the end of the Rick and Michonne show, all I want is for him to go home anyway. So if they're basically telling us ahead of time that we're going to get what we want, we just basically got to see how it all plays out. I'm still fully on board for that. So you know what? I'm not complaining, but I'm sure there's probably going to be some complaints out there, especially if I go on Twitter, because it seems like regardless of what is going down, there is always people complaining on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it nowadays. But yeah, one more episode to go, guys. Like I said, I'm even more excited, even more hyped for the Rick and Michonne show now. The last thing before I go, I did want to say this also. We finally got to see what actually went down, what occurred in regards to Daryl being shipped off, being sent to France, and how he actually got there. They probably should have showed more of that earlier on in the season, closer to, or maybe even the first episode of the series. But you know what? Better late than never. They finally got to it, so I'm glad that they finally did show us something of how it all played out, because yeah, I was really racking my mind, like, why did they not just show us that for the first episode? So yeah, I'm glad before the first season ended that they did eventually show us, because it was kind of bugging me a little bit. I even mentioned this episode too, right before they actually showed us. I'm like, yeah, or the other guy was asking, the one that was killed off by the telephone pole, he was like, oh, how did you actually get here? And he's like, or I was saying, it's too long of a story. And then right after that, they actually showed us that entire story. So thank you guys. Thank you, AMC, and everybody involved, Angela Kang, for showing us how that all played out, because it was definitely necessary, at least in my opinion. But like I said, one more episode to go, guys. Season finale is next. Obviously not the series finale, because season 2 has been confirmed. Are we going to get any more cameos? Regardless, I hope basically everybody is killed off, you know, on the villain side. But you already know most of them will not be. My only prediction is Quinn is going to be killed off. I don't think any of our protagonists are going to be killed, and I don't think CRM lady is going to be killed, and I don't think Universal Soldier is going to be killed either. I'm pretty sure he's going to be returning as a returning antagonist for the second season. But yeah, like I said, solid episode, guys. It definitely got super intense at the end, pretty much saved the episode for me. Unfortunately, we do got to wait to see the final Gladiator outcome, but that's okay. As always, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. If you guys can like, subscribe, really helps my channel grow. Till next time, I am out. Enjoy your day. Peace.
Well, I didn't smoke enough for you, didn't drink enough for you, wasn't fun enough for you, wasn't good enough for you, damn. You play me like a yo-yo and shit. Well, I'm not the one to be yo-yo, and when you put that shit on me,